Alright, for transformation we're going to go ahead and get into base mode to start with. First, up the wings. Same with this side. Open it up towards the hinge. Let's put up here. That'll allow this to open up. That separates from the foot. And we're going to put the foot off to the side. Now when you open these up, this will open here, and you need to get these pieces to go on the inside. Everything's got to be angled just right so it can go through. And here, as it's extending out, this will form the rest of the track. And you get clearance so this will go through. Then this needs to be positioned underneath so it'll be able to lay flat. You also have these supports here that you're going to go ahead and lay flat. Same thing on this side. One of these sides is a little bit trickier than the other to get to go through. So this should lay flat like this. I believe this is the side that's a bit trickier because you have to get it twisted so it lays flat. And that'll complete one side. This will just drop in. So for the foot, you're going to roll the heel in, rotate. As you can see, these fold in. And just get this. So with the other foot, it's basically going to be the same process. Split it up top first, and then split the sides. Get this to open up, and you'll be able to unpeg the leg, or the foot, out of the leg, and that'll come right out. So might as well get this foot out of the way, fold that over, fold the heel under, rotate. This will slot in, fold that out, open up these flaps, open this up all together, solidify this joint by opening this up and closing that. Flip that out, flip this one out, move these in towards the center. That way it'll be able to sit flat. You may need to adjust that hinge so this will fit. And then close it. You just double check to make sure that you have this positioned correctly. Like that. Just gotta use that hinge so you can get clearance. Okay, once you're able to get that through, make sure that you have this lined up properly, and then you'll be able to close that off. Ensuring that everything is flat. Now on these, I do have them facing the wrong way, so I'm going to correct that now. What you do want is these to be actually on the inside. So it's just a matter of just spinning it around. So next step is to connect this part. This is how it comes out of the box. So there's not much that you have to actually do here. Just need to line these up and plug it in. And it just plugs in. These slide out, so that's where those go. You have the rocket. This is how it comes out of the box. Put that into place. And the last part is to get your tank on the track. And as you can see, this is a big bot, large base. And for rocket mode, I actually like having this extended longer. Although this is not how you're supposed to do it in the instructions. It actually is supposed to be collapsed. But I like it this way. And I'm going to collapse it back down. Alright, so to get to bot mode, we're going to go ahead and collapse this back up. That folds right in. This closes right up. You're going to separate the rocket. Open up this arm. This is just in preparation. And you open this up here to extend that out. For the other, similar, you just split this open, flip this out, close it back up, and you open that up because that'll be what slides into the upper arm to go ahead and get this closed up. We're going to go ahead and separate this here, flip this up. So you want the circle out, flip it out. And we'll set this off to the side. Next, we're going to go and work on the legs. So, foot, we open this up, close this up, flip this out, get this rotated into position, and then you're going to flip the heel out. Same thing with this foot, flip that in, flip these out, open this up, rotate it to the front, and flip the heel out. If you're not sure which foot you have, know that it only goes in one direction. Because it tilts in that way, we know that this foot should be on this side and this one should be on this side. So we're going to start with this one here. You're going to open the flaps and you're going to rotate these pieces out. It's easier to come on this side and just push it open. These parts of the track you'll fold in. So I find flipping it around this way, it's a bit easier to get it on the outside. You'll be able to fold this back into place, like so, just so you can see what it looks like. And then close that back up. These pieces are going to come up. So you'll need to have these in place for when these close up. They'll connect with these pieces here on that side. You're going to roll back over to the other side. And just like with any transformer toy, if it's not going to go, don't force it because you're just going to break something. If it's stuck, there's a reason for that. Okay. Let's close that up. And you'll see that there's these sets that stick out. These are going to attach into the side here on the sides. So before you connect the foot, make sure you have the correct foot. We're going to go ahead and put this in. This is going to line up and fit into that cavity. And as you close that up, you'll be able to raise this. It'll start to close up together. And everything should line up. and then when you push this forward, that'll lock up the bottom part of the leg. So, just like with the last one, we're going to go ahead and open these flaps. We're going to have to orient this to get out of the way. So it's easier for this one to bend in and then angle through to get the slide through. So we have that one set. Gonna lift these up, lift the side up, and turn this in. And as I said, don't force anything. If something's not moving, there's a reason why, and I didn't have enough room there for this to actually get any motion going. So that's why nothing was happening. Okay, so I moved it just a click over, and that was it. That was what was needed to go ahead and get this to move. So once you're able to get it into position like this, it'll go right through. Then you just collapse that in itself. Let's close the flap that's on the other side. Just put a foot in on the posts. Angle this metal arm so it's not stuck below, otherwise you're going to have problems when you're closing this up. So you want this at kind of a 45-degree angle. If it's not sitting completely in, that's okay. You're going to do that when you have it closed up. Make sure everything's lining up here. We're going to go into these holes that are on the inside to make everything solid. Once that's in, just closes up. Okay, so the next main part is going to be working on the tank. Alright, for the tank, you're going to go ahead and collapse this. And start with, we open this up, hold that down, open it up, fold that into itself. While we're doing that, let me go ahead and get this done since I'm ready here. And it goes in and closes up. These are going to rotate out. Known some people to complain that these have broken on them, so take care while you're rotating that. And you can lift these and get these out of the way. Okay, once you have that like that, you can collapse that into the sides. This rotates up. This extends out. And then you're going to spin the body around. And then you're going to collapse this back in on itself. And that just drops in. This will rotate up, slide down, and collapse in. Lift the head up and rotate the face out. Drop that into place. It's going to sit here like this and collapse there, and it sits in place. On the sides, you're going to go ahead and lift those posts out like so. So the next step here is going to be to connect the legs to the body. And you have these posts here in the legs, and they're going to slide through here. You also have posts that are in here. They're going to go through on this side. So just make sure you're lining everything up. And it should go through smoothly. Easy peasy. It is heavy, so be careful when you're manipulating this because, again, these could break on you. Give it a good squeeze, and Get him in a nice, comfortable base stance. Next step is for this to go ahead and connect. This will just come in, sit there. These are going to plug into this. And these things on the shoulder, you just slide them back in. You have some options here with these. I prefer to have them closed up. And these will just peg together. On the back sides, there are these slots, and they just slide right in. Now this will make them a little back heavy, so I'm just gonna make some adjustments here to make them a little bit more sturdy. Now you'll notice that they have grooves on the sides here on the bottom parts, and these are keyed to slide in a specific way. And if you're having trouble knowing which goes where, on this is towards on the inside. We do the same on this side. And the last click that you heard was just closing that up. Now it's going to be a little tricky doing articulation on the guy. I'm going to do my best to go ahead and cover it here. For the head, it does a full 360. You saw that. You can orient the cannon here. So it does go up, it does go down. And you have a decent amount of range with that. For the shoulders, this will do a full 360. However, you have the wings in the way, so it's not going to be able to show that. There's tight ratchets that you can see here, and you can do a T-pose without a problem. You have the bicep swivel here. That is also ratcheted. And you have about, well, you get 90 degrees. As you can see, as I lifted the arm, the elbow bent and straightened back out. There is a lot of weight here, so that's why that happens. But you do have articulation in the claws here. It's ratcheted. For the hips, well, before we get in that, he does have torso twisting. It's done here. It's just, he's so massive. But you can get a full 360 out of it if you need it. You have a butterfly joint that's here on the inside of the crotch, which helps out for balancing him. It's not 90. It's about, I would say, about 45 that you get out of that. And you do have ankle rockers. It doesn't really move forward or back with the toe tilt. You wouldn't want that with this large of a robot. If you did, you would be flopping back or flopping forward on you. And just the sheer size of him, that's not something you want. That's pretty much all I got to say about Terminus Giganticus. And if you're new to my channel, please give it a subscribe. I'm trying to get to at least 1,000 by the end of the year for subscribers. If you have any comments or questions about this guy, go ahead and leave them down below. Appreciate you taking the time to take a look at this review, and I'll check you next time. See ya.